And you know, the 2 cheeses we discussed, it explains life. Like everything from sage derby to blue brain.
Yeah.
Now sometimes they do food trucks here.
Oh, that's nice.
Dude, the wine barrel water pump. That's too cute.
It's a kitchen, it's a bedroom, dining room, your living room, your repair shop, your weapons locker. This is your house.
Historic Renolda Village.
Okay.
And this is an affluent part of the Winston-Salem area.
And we just ate at where?
This is Village Tavern.
Village Tavern.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually 3 Village Taverns in the area. They're a really good chain. I like them. Like I said, I used to work there.
Cool, cool. Let's see what trouble we can get into.
Always
with the trouble. I love getting into trouble.
Oh, yes.
I am a really bad influence sometimes.
But it's good to be bad, so technically you're a good influence. But the place I like to go is there, because we like to go to greenhouses here.
Yes.
We're greenhouse and graveyard people.
Yes,
Here.
yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
So, wait, you're flying out of Charlotte. You're flying out of Charlotte. We're gonna go early, and we're gonna go to the oldest graveyard in the state. The
Oh,
old
heck yeah.
Settlers graveyard. So you're gonna get to see some of downtown Charlotte.
Cool. Let's do it.
Yes. I really like the white and sage coloring that they do here.
Yes, it's really pretty.
It's the color of our favorite cheese.
Yes.
This has been the vacation of Sage Derby. Sage Derby is the theme
Yes.
of this trip.
Oh, yes. 100%.
Yes. And you know, the 2 cheeses we discussed, it explains life. Like everything from sage derby to blue brain.
Yeah.
Like just a real trip that just covered the span of like life's experiences.
Right?
Yes. Sometimes life gives you, you know, each kind of cheese. Life's like a charcuterie board. You never know what kind of cheese you're going to get.
Right.
Okay, it's right here.
After hearing Heidi rave about this greenhouse for weeks, I had to come and see it. So after lunch at the Village Tavern, we walked over, and wouldn't you know, it's closed. What a bummer. Guess I'll have to see it next time.
This has also been the trip of bust.
Of what?
Of bust.
Bust?
Seems like everywhere we go, something's closed.
Oh, yeah, it kind of has though. Like
In
llama
this
farm.
whole trip.
Yeah.
We'll go somewhere, it's closed.
Yes.
That's okay though.
Like we're closed Monday through Wednesday. Like you're closed the main days and times
Right.
of the work week.
We had a really packed schedule, so we didn't have a whole lot of time in the village. We just looked around, most everything was closed anyway, and there was a lot of construction, so we just left. All the more reason to come back next year. Next stop was her favorite winery, which she said had some amazing views that reminded us of back home. She wasn't lying. The views were astounding, and it felt so much like home. Hey, look, we finally found an open greenhouse. We were here for a little wine tasting and sightseeing, and we could not wait. We'd been looking forward to this all day.
Now sometimes they do food trucks here.
Oh, that's nice.
Dude, the wine barrel water pump. That's too cute.
Yeah.
I want that. I want to show you the Buddha. And yes, it is also a certified wildlife habitat. I forgot to tell you that.
Mm.
Slash winery, girl. How smart is that?
We knew ahead of time that we were going to do the wine tasting and then buy a bottle of her favorite wine and bring it back to the house. Raffledini was going to be our last wine tasting adventure for me on this trip, and so I was really looking forward to it. She has a lot of history at this place. She's been here several times. She's even done some gigs here during festivals, so I was really excited to get in there and kind of see what they were about. Sadly, we were about to have a very weird experience here.
I think it said on the website optional.
Yeah.
That I didn't appreciate that.
Right.
And it was like he said yes, and then we came out of the restroom and he said no. Didn't it feel like that?
Yeah.
Didn't he say yes, we can?
Yeah.
And then we went in and it's like, no, we can't. Thank you for wine tasting. Is that here?
Yes. So, do y'all have a reservation or just stop?
We don't have a reservation.
Okay. So we can still get you for sure.
Okay. No tasting?
So we mainly just are doing the flights right now.
Yeah.
So we normally do those like by reservation.
Okay. And that's on the reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having issues with that link on the website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It said they weren't required. It said they were recommended. So
Yeah.
that's why we just came. Okay. Whatever. This is the one I wanted to show you. And I want to show you the menu. So here we are.
Well, guys, today is flying home day, and I'm getting ready, putting my crap in the car, getting ready to go to the airport. It has been a fun visit. It has been a long visit. It's been an emotional visit. And now it's time for me to get back home to my family and take care of some really important stuff while I'm there. So, oh, goodness. But before I go to the airport, we're making a pit stop.
Okay. North Carolina's role in the French and Indian War, a global struggle that changed the lives of American colonists and American Indians. Visit the largest reconstructed blockhouse fort in the country and witness costumed interpreters demonstrate daily life at a 1750s military post. 1750s. I can read it for your camera too. If you want me to say it again, I can say it better.
I just slowly turned the camera on you, so it's cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, so back in the 1750s, England's colonies here on the East Coast are fighting the colonies of France over who will control the eastern half of the continent. Your area is going to stay Spanish for another 100 years.
Yeah.
Or so. But you know, at the time the war breaks out in the 1754, it becomes a global war that starts in America. It goes back to Europe. There's battles in Africa, India, the Philippines, the Caribbean islands.
Wow.
By the time it's all over, yeah, it's a huge global affair, but it all begins in America. And this region of North Carolina was the western edge of settlement when the war was being fought. So this is the frontier. So we have a fort placed here by Governor Arthur Dobbs, and today we have a new replica on the actual site. So the original wooden building rotted, it fell apart pretty quickly after the war. We have a written description telling us a lot of the details about how it was put together, and right here on the original location, just 3 years ago, we opened this new one. So,
Wow.
Really?
but let me let you guys inside, and you can join in with Jason's tour. Everything in the building is reproduction, so we ask that you don't handle any weaponry, but otherwise you can sit on furniture, you can pick stuff up.
Wow.
You know, come on in.
I'm lucky to be here then.
Wow.
So So one of the things we found in the archaeology was actually a cellar that was under half the building. So they had underground storage for meat, for vegetables that needed to be cool. Above ground, they'd have a big general supply room like this for extra tools and barrels of flour and peas and fabric, all that sort of stuff. Typically 50 soldiers live here.
Wow.
These men are not in the British Army, they are North Carolinians, and they're sent out here by the governor to guard this spot.
Okay.
But I'm going to turn you guys over to Jason, and he's going to take you through the rest of the fort.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Enjoy your tour.
Apparently, this tour had just started, so we managed to just squeak right in and only missed the first few minutes. Jason was an amazing tour guide. You guys need to come here. It is so much fun, and they have so much information. It was an amazing tour.
That duty rotated. That means, though, that you would see 2 soldiers working over a fire preparing meals each day, one for each mess. It'd be the same going on in each barracks room. So it's a kitchen, it's a bedroom, dining room, your living room, your repair shop, your weapons locker. This is your house. You and 11 of your very, very, very close friends for a year at a time.
I'm curious, what was the average age group even of the soldiers?
For
here?
soldiers?
Yeah.
There's a difference. These soldiers, North Carolina troops, the minimum recruiting age was 18, the oldest was 50.
Okay.
British Army, you had to be 21 to join.
Really?
Yep. And it was 100% voluntary. You could not be conscripted. This army, you could get conscripted.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, basically, North Carolina, they had a hard time recruiting troops, so they passed a law that said that any government official could deem someone a vagrant, and they could then be forced to serve. A vagrant was somebody who was found loitering, somebody who was known to be unemployed, homeless, had abandoned their family, or somebody just didn't like.
Right.
I want to thank the guys at Fort Dobbs for not only allowing me to film, but giving us an amazing tour. You guys need to take the time and go and see it for yourself. I'm trying not to include too much information because I want you guys to actually go and take the tour.
The guy that served as the second doctor here was a guy named John Fergus, and he graduated from the University of Edinburgh, Scotland, when he was 16 years old as a doctor. Wow. You remember Doogie Howser? Yeah, he was a real life Doogie Howser. That kid's residency was on the battlefield. At 17, he was helping men's lives, helping to save men's lives who were wounded in combat. At 18, he was not old enough to legally own land in North Carolina, and he was the surgeon at Fort Dobbs. Those 10 men were ambushed by between 60 to 70 warriors. In the dark, the Cherokee opened fire with their guns, and as soon as they did, the soldiers dropped to the ground and took cover. Hugh Waddell had actually planned ahead for this. He told his soldiers that if they were ambushed, do not return fire. Instead, drop to the ground and wait. Let the Cherokee charge and get to within 12 paces. It's 2 steps longer than these 2 walls. Okay? At that very close distance, those 10 men opened fire, each one of their guns loaded with a musket ball and 7 buckshot. That's 80 lead projectiles in a wall of lead. And the shock of that stopped the Cherokee attack in its tracks. Shortly after it was abandoned, locals started coming in and picking Fort Dobbs apart. This is like Home Depot or Lowe's opening their doors and saying everything's free. Under these cedar trees, there are 2 graves.
Oh.
There was one grave that we knew about for a very long time, and then the state came out and did ground penetrating radar, which is something that bounces signals into the ground to see if there's anything. Yeah. We've discovered that there is a second grave there.
Wow.
The first grave is kind of adult size. The second grave is kind of kid size. We think it's the soldier and the child that died as a result of the battle here.
Ah.
This fort was built by November of 1756.
Okay.
So it's a good 20 years before the Revolution. We do host living history events here. We typically do not do battle reenactments.
We kept talking with Jason well after the tour, by at least half an hour. Thank you for letting us occupy all of your time. I was leaving straight from here to the airport, and I was due for California in just a matter of a few hours. Now, Wes was going to be going out to North Carolina as well in just a few weeks later, so I asked him if he could swing by and show some support for these guys and take the tour as well.
Talk about a lot of history, you guys. That's really intense. So, Sis Heidi over here is giving me a ride to the airport. I actually turned off my phone during all of that because I got a notification on my phone as we were in the middle of doing that. And she's giving me a ride to the airport to drop me off so that I could fly home. And she brought me here yesterday, but it was closed on Mondays. And so we just kind of looked at it from the roadway and thought, okay, well, it's on the way to the airport, so we'll just swing in and we'll check it out. And wow, how awesome, you guys. I'm really glad I took the chance to come and do this today before I left town. This is the kind, these are the reasons I travel right here. This is the reason I do these things. I want to learn the history of these places, and then when I hear the stories and see all there is to see and absorb it. And this is why I do this. To hear the history of this land right here. It's amazing. He said there were 2 graves over here. So while they're chatting, I'm going to come see if I can take a peek here. The unknown. Wow. Like maybe if I chose a different time, everything would be open.
Like of the year?
I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't think it's you. I think some of these places are just really weird. Like the whole, oh, come and see this historic spot. And it's like someone's backyard. My goal is for you to have to like literally edit everything that has
Right?
just one long big beat.
Yeah.
On a mountain.
It looks just like El Dorado County.
Dude, I told you, it reminds me of it a lot sometimes. Different places around here.
Yeah.
They really do look like it.
It hardcore looks like fair play. It looks like home.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird.
Right?
You should probably cap it and keep people from dropping cell phones, trash, or little kids into it. it's bad publicity.
Did they find anything super cool or unique?
I mean, peaches.
That's pretty unique.
Have you seen any ghosts?